Hello again and welcome back to Netmaster Zone channel. In the last video we just makes our device, our controller ready for installing the certificate, and also we just access the interface of vManage to we configure this management interface here, and now we are able to access the graphical interface of vManage. In the first page actually you will go to the overview and you can see that we only have the vManage here. There is no any other devices for that. And also if the vManage, if we go to the configuration and devices, you can see that the vManage certificate is also not installed. We have to go to the controller, and here you can see that the certificate is not installed. First we need to install this certificate of the vManage. Before that, in the first login, when you log to the device, you need to again do some configuration for your organization name, vBond, and also the certificate here. For that, we have to go to the administrator and to the setting. In the setting you can see that we have different options here, and we have to configure that. For that, the organization name is not configured, and even we configure that in the CLI, but in the graphical is needed again. Make sure that in the first try you be able to configure this to make actually the correct organization name, and because of that it just give us two different text box to write our organization, because when you save this, then you will not be able to change this organization name again, and you have to wipe your device and start everything from zero. This is the organization name, and let's then configure our vBond here. We configure the vBond in the CLI, but we needed to configure it here again. 1.1.100.12, the IP address of our vBond. Let's save that. And then the next part that we need to configure is the controller certificate of authorization. By default is Cisco. When you buy a device from Cisco, the Cisco will provide you the certificate services also, but here we are going to use our enterprise root certificate here, the server that we installed. It just gives us some warning to confirm our change, and now we need to actually paste or select a file certificate root to the our vManage. For that, let's go to the Active Directory certificate authority server, and here let's download a CS certificate. I'm going to download on base of 64 the download CS certificate. The certificate is downloaded here. Let's see that it's in the folder, and now it's complete. Let's rename that to root. This is the root certificate, and we can actually from here we can select this file, and it should be the download. Where is this folder? It's in the user lab and download, and let's go. We can do one thing. We can go to here. It is actually PIM. It's requesting a PIM file. Doesn't matter, just all file, and let's select this root. You can see that the root certificate just come here, and we have to save this changes, and also we can set some CSR properties here. For example, the organization name, city, state, and so on. But I'm just going to make everything simple, and I'm not going to set any CSR properties. And next, let's save this. Import and save. This root certificate will be imported to the vManage, and then it will generate the CSR to sign it with this root certificate. Next thing that we have to change here is the VH Cloud Certificate Authorization. As I said, this one is different from the 20.7 version to older. The older is only supporting the automated, and the certificate will sign with the vManage, but in this version we can also use the manual for enterprise CA, and also this one is recommended by the Cisco. Let's do it manual, save it. Okay, we don't need to change anything here. Also we can have some certificate for our web page to become HTTPS and so on, but let's leave it like this, and let's go now to the configuration and to the certificate here. In the controller you can see that the certificate is not installed, but we can actually here we can generate the CSR. Certificate sign request, actually this CSR is generated here, and we can download that, or we can just Control A and Control C, copy this CSR. And I'm just copy that CSR, and let's go to the our certificate authorization server, and here let's request the certificate. If I give this CSR to this server, this server will sign this CSR using that route, and then I can install the certificate on the vManage. Okay, the sign request is sent with the ID number of 2, and now let's go to our certificate server, and here in the pending request you can see that the request ID 2 is available here. Right click and all task, then issue. Now the certificate is issued. If we check it here, we can see that our certificate is issued here. Now let's go again to our web page and download this certificate that is issued before. You can see the view the status of the pending certificate request, and this is the certificate request that is available here. I'm going to download that on base 64. We need to download that in base 64 and download the certificate. Let's go. You can see that let's wait for that to download. This finish, it's unconfirmed yet. Okay, the certificate is downloaded, and let's rename that to vManage. I'm going to save all the certificate and give them a relevant name to make sure that we don't do any mistake by installing one certificate for another device. And let's open this with Notepad. Okay, this is a certificate actually. Let's Control A and Control C. Make sure that you use Control A and Control C, because if you just change anything in this hash algorithm here, it doesn't accept inside the vManage, or if you put any small character in this. Okay, now I just copy that, and let's go to the certificate here and install the certificate. Let's paste this, or we can select a file. I think this one should be much safer, because it's going to select the file. It doesn't actually change anything in this hash. Let's install. It will schedule the installation, and it will install that very soon. You can see when the installation is finished, it will give us the message that the installation of the certificate is finished successfully. Okay, this is success, and the installation is finished. And if we go to the certificate again, configuration and certificate, this time you can see that in the controller the vManage certificate is it has now a serial number. It means that our certificate is installed, and also it gives us expiration date. It's for 1 year to 2004, and also the information comes here from the vManage, the system IP, and also we can have site ID, and we can see other information also in the device. Okay, now the certificate is installed. Let's go to the device now and configuration device. We need to add our vBond and vManage, vBond and vSmart here. Let's go to the controller, and here you can see that we have an option here to add vBond and vManage. Let's add vBond first, and the IP address of vBond 1.1.100.12 with the username admin and the password that we set. Okay, we have a tick here to generate CSR also, it's good. Add. Okay, the vBond is added. Let's add our vSmart also. 1.1.100.13, and this time username admin and the password, and also generate CSR for that. Okay, these two devices added, but they don't bring any information here because, and also they are not in sync because there is no certificate installed here. You can see that the certificate service here, and if I be able to make it bigger, and you can see this one for vManage is installed, and for vSmart and vBond is not installed yet. Okay, let's go to the certification and try to install this certificate for vBond and vSmart. Okay, configuration, then certificate, controller, and here before installing, actually you can see that there is no certificate installed, and before installing this we need to first install the root certificate on the vSmart and the vBond. Then we will be able to generate the CSR and install the certificate. Now there is no root certificate installed in these two. For installing the root certificate in these two devices, let's as I said before, we can connect our devices to the management laptop, and then we can use any FTPS software to FTP to these devices and upload our license here. But I'm going to show you actually a trick to install the root certificate without connecting that to the management laptop. For that, let's go to the vShell, and now we are in the shell of the vBond. Let's use a text editor like vi, and let's create a file with the name of root. Let's do it CRT. Okay, now the file is created, the new file, and let's go to the root certificate and copy the information from root certificate and paste that to the this file that we created. For that, let's go to the root here, and because of that I just give them a relevant name. Control C, Control A, Control C to copy, and let's come here, and for pasting this information actually we need to press this insert. Now with the right click in the PADI, this copy text will be pasted here, and now let's press escape, then double column and right and quite W and Q. Now you can see that the root.cert is created with 19 line and this much character, and if you dir here you can see that the root.cert CRT is just created here. Now let's exit from the vShell and install this root certificate on our vBond. For installing that, we don't need to go to any configuration terminal. It's a command, global command, and it's available here. For that, let's do it request. Let me show you here. Before it was request platform something in the older version, but in this version we have to use this command, request root cert chain. And there is also some other command that you may use. It's the first one is, for example, a certificate, request certificate install, and it's showing us this is the install certificate, but actually it's not working because it gives us the error of organization name. Let's show you certificate, request certificate install, and then it's in the directory home and admin, and if you see that we have a root.crt here, and if I click enter, it will give me the error that the organization name is an IP and it does not match with the certificate object of the OU that is empty, and we cannot install the certificate here. For installing, let's say use this command, request and request root cert chain, and then install, and again it's in the home directory, admin directory, and we have the root CRT here. Now if I click on that, you can see that this root certificate chain is successfully installed. Now we have the root here, and vBond as the root certificate. Now let's go to the our vManage and try to generate the CSR here. Please note that we are in the configuration and in the certificate. Let's generate the CSR, certificate sign request. Okay, now the CSR is generated. Let's Control A copy, select, and Control C copy, and let's go to our certificate server and request a certificate for that. Request a certificate and advanced certificate request, and paste that here. Submit. Okay, this one is submitted with the ID of 3, and let's go to our Windows server and see the pending. Yes, number 3 is in the pending. Let's issue that. Now the certificate is issued and it's available here. Sometimes if the time is different, it will not be issued. It will not go to the issue folder. It will go to the field request. If you see that, you need to synchronize your clock. Okay, and now let's go to the via the status of the certificate, and now the certificate is issued. Let's go to that and base 64 download the certificate. Okay, the certificate is also downloaded, and it's this one. Let's rename that to vBond. Open it with the notepad, Control A, select, and Control C copy. Let's go to the again to the configuration and certificate and install it. Now the vManage will know this because of the serial number that is available in this hash. It's know that this one is the certificate of the vBond. Install. Again, it will go to the scheduling and in the process, and then install the certificate for vBond. Okay, the installation is success, and let's again go to the certificate, and this time we will see in the controller that the vBond now has a serial number, and it's the certificate is installed. Okay, and let's go okay, it's the certificate. Let's go to the device. Let me show you that the certificate is installed here. It will give us the message. You can see that the certificate is installed here, but they are not in the sync. It's not in the sync still because we don't have any tunnel interface. We need to turn on the tunnel interface here. Let's install our vSmart certificate also, then we will go and turn on the tunnel interface. Okay, configuration and certificate to the controller, and we have the vSmart here. Again, we need to access our vSmart and upload the root certificate to the vSmart also. I'm going to vShell, and then using the VI application to create root.crt. Now I have the file with the name of root.crt, and let's go to our find our root certificate here, and this is the root. Copy that and paste that in the vSmart. Before pasting, press insert, paste, escape, double column, W for writing and Q for exit. Okay, now if I dir that, you can see that we have the root.crt here. Okay, let's exit from the shell and again use the command request certificate chain. Root cert chain, and then install. Let's go to the directory. It's in the admin directory, home admin, and this is the root.crt. Insert. Now you see that this root certificate is successfully installed, and now we have the root certificate in vSmart. Let's go here and generate the CSR for CSR, the certificate sign request, to sign that with our certificate server. Control A, select, and Control C, copy. Let's go and let's request another certificate for our vSmart. Request a certificate, advanced, and paste it here, submit. Okay, this one is with the ID of 4 is submitted, and let's go and issue that also. Pending in this one and issue. Now if you go to the issue, you can see that this number 4 is issued, and let's get back and see the status of pending. We have one is pending here, and download that with the base 64 download certificate. And let's go to the download. This one is the certificate that we just downloaded, and it's for vSmart. Let's open that. Control A, Control C, copy that, and let's get back to our interface, and here let's install the certificate. Paste it here, or we can select it, install. Again, it will go to the scheduling and installation. Okay, in progress. Okay, the certificate is installed successfully, and let's get back to the certificate and in the controller. Now you can see that we have the serial number for vSmart also. It means our certificate is installed, but still we don't have any information from site ID, system IP, and hostname for vBond and vSmart, and that is because our tunnel interface is off here. Okay, for that, let's go first to the vManage and turn on the tunnel interface in the vManage. For that, let's log in and and let's go to conft enter VPN 0, then interface ETH0, this interface, and then write the command tunnel interface. For the vManage, we just need to type the tunnel interface. There is no any option for encapsulation actually, and there is no option for encapsulation. You can see that you can see there is no option for encapsulation here. Just tunnel interface, exit this one and also this one, and then commit it. Now if I show the run command here, you can see that we have the VPN 0 with the tunnel interface, and this information by default will go to this, and this is allowed HTTPS, ICMP, DNS, DHCP, but SSH, netconf and so on, and they are not allowed. Okay, vManage's the tunnel interface is on. Let's go to the vBond and do the same thing here. conft VPN 0, interface G is 0 by 0. You can see this is the G 0 by 0, and then go to the tunnel interface. In the tunnel interface, in the vBond, we need to enable the encapsulation also. Encapsulation, I'm going to use IPsec, and let's exit from this and commit it. After commit complete, you can see that we have a tunnel interface here, VPN 0 with the tunnel interface and all this information with encapsulation IPsec. Okay, and let's go to the vSmart and do the same thing here. conft VPN 0, interface ETH0, this interface, and then tunnel interface, and in this one also we don't have any encapsulation option here, and let's exit and commit it. Now to show run, you can see that we have tunnel interface enabled with this default configuration for the tunnel interface. Okay, now let's go to our site, and you can see here, if we go to the monitoring overview, you can see we have vBond, vSmart, and vManage. And now if we go to the devices here, configuration and devices, controller, you can see all this information just come and they become in sync together. Now our orchestrator actually it's ready, and all this controller devices is installed, and they have the certificate, and now they are communicating to each other. And also we can check this in the command line also. If I type it, show orchestrator summary, you can see that we have the vSmart, vManage, and vBond here. We don't have any VH because we didn't install any VH yet, and it's using the protocol TTLS and listing IP address 0 and so on, the port that is we're going to use. Okay, anything else that I have to tell you here? Let me show you something in the let's see, actually here in the monitoring, you see that the control status, all devices, is up here, and it's green, and also we don't have any data to display for health, and we have one vBond, vManage, and vSmart. And if you go to the devices, you can see that vManage, vBond, and vSmart, the health is tick is okay, and reachability, they are up, and this information will come. It doesn't have them yet because we just add them, and other information. You can see the serial number, system IP, and this is the location that we can assign actually the latitude and longitude for this for any device that we are going to install. As you know, it's the SD-WAN. One device can be in the Europe, another one in the United States, another one in Asia, and because of that we can give a coordinate of all our devices to know this device is located where. And you see that the chassis number and connected to vManage and so on. Okay, this video is finished, and you see you saw in this video that we just applied the certificate for our controller devices inside 100 here, and in the next video I'm going to install certificate for vEdge, because if I try it now our video will be long, and I'm just going to actually divide this certification in the two video, first one for the controller and second one for our vEdge devices. Okay, thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe our network and to receive any update from new video in SD-WAN and also for other technology. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.